Hello, fine internet dwellers. I'm MZ. We've got a Jed. We've got Specs as a guest. This is Untier Talk. We talk about PU.
Sweet. Cool.
Today we talk about the PU shift that happened a couple hours ago. Before anything else, it's not the big one yet. The big one is on NU. Next month is going to be the crazy one, but there's still some stuff to mention. Like that we got Haunter. Oh no. Haunter without pursuit is something I've been looking forward to for a long time. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, we had just gotten back Skunk not too long ago, and can't Pursuit Trap it.
Yeah, Haunter was one of those mons in SM where it was really dominant if there wasn't a pursuit mon on the pitch, or like a skunk. But skunk without pursuit and
Well,
that
we'll
that
get
threat
we'll
no
get
longer
to me
being a
versus
thing
Soulgazer later.
is it's a scary thing.
Yeah, this is just such a weird shift. Like these are mons that I wouldn't expect in our current tier, but also like NU has Lucario and fucking Heracross and whatever.
Yeah,
So
you
it
got some crazy shit. I
so
was
it's
surprised they
not
got
like
an
we
Electric, and then
won't
I
be
was like,
getting a bunch more just insane stuff later anyway. So
yeah,
Sylveon and Talonflame and Starmie or NU. Like I do feel Haunter looks pretty strong. I wouldn't really have expected like Miltank or Frostless either, but I mean we would have gotten this stuff next month anyway. All the tiering is fucking whack. Did you guys notice that Galarian Slow King rose to OU, but Galarian Slow Bro just fell to NU? I don't know what that's about.
yeah. I haven't kept up with modern day OU, so that's beyond me.
It doesn't even seem that good. It must. I always bring it back to like YouTubers using it or something like that. Maybe brings up the usage.
New Mon hype, I guess. Oh no,
And
but
new
like
Mon
it's
hype,
not
yeah.
new.
But
Like
it
it's not
went
that
all the way
new.
down to Aru, though.
Yeah, it was in Ario.
So,
I don't know, man. It's a bizarre shift. Haunter looks crazy. Kofag looks really good, like Runerigus, but it doesn't rock. It just does the fat stuff or Trick Room Nasty Plot. I think Frostlass gonna be a really good spiker. Miltank,
People were talking about
Fizz,
Choice Bandit
whatever.
for Frostlass. Why was that?
Because now it has Poltergeist and Triple Axle.
Oh, I see, but it's still got 80 attack though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
yeah,
the
but
same
it's
as its special
stronger than
attack.
the special.
Yeah, it's equal to special attack with stronger moves. It's just like a funny set. Plus, you can trick bands on like whatever.
Yeah.
I like overall. I like all of these mons, other than maybe like Greydilly.
I don't care about Greydilly, yeah.
Yeah, like I think all of these seem to have like they're not going to be useless.
Turtonator's
So,
funny. I don't know how to feel about Turt. Seems like it would just be annoying in random games. Like, not great, but then you'll run into that one game where they're slow except for a Scarf Togue, and then they have to flinch you.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of teams at the moment though. Like a lot of teams depend on Scarf Toad as their speed control. Can't do that versus or in a Turtonator meta.
Well,
That's
keep in
I think
mind,
why NU find it out.
Turt is slow. It doesn't outspeed. I mean, let alone Jolteon and Excelgor, but like even slower
Persian.
things like a Lowland Persian is still faster after a smash. I thought, maybe not actually.
Yeah,
188.
Chichino. Yeah, it depends on the nature. Timid Turtonator beats.
It's 376. Yeah.
Timid Turtonator does beat them. Okay, yeah, so that is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Turret also gets boots spin, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It ran that Mario like a while back.
Could run defensive. How does Shell Trap work again? That's its signature move. Shell Trap. Decreased priority.
I've never seen anybody use it.
It's 150 base power, and if you get hit by a physical move in the same turn, then you use your move. But if you don't get hit by a physical move, then you don't use it. Never mind.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it had to be physical. I was like, otherwise maybe.
Yeah, it has a strong body press too. I don't know. It can do some stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Carbink is gonna be the big bane for it as well.
It, I believe
Like,
it learns flash cannon though, which is
really,
quite cool.
I
Yeah,
didn't
it
realize
does.
that. I knew it could earthquake, but that's not like enough. Flash cannon. I'm sure you would want to be your last move on Smash if it's not like Dragon Pulse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would assume flash cannon.
It also learns scorching sands.
Ooh. Scorching sands might be useful. I'm not entirely sure what you'd hit besides the carving though. Just generally rock types, I guess. Like you wouldn't want to Draco Meteor or Rhydon, for
Yeah,
example.
you guys
Just
should
Scorching sands.
check the post I just linked. Just real quick. It's not important for Untier talk. It's just funny. Yeah, it's hard to say much about the shift day one. I think I'm also hyped for Boots Regice. Regice is funny. I don't think it'll be good. Don't get me wrong, but Regice is funny.
I have faith. Boots is pretty good.
Yeah, we'll see. It's just annoying how many things are just gonna spam knock on it is all. Like pivot into Tangela, get knocked off. Can't stay in on a Clefairy, you're risking knockoff. As soon as you do,
Yeah.
there's not much more to your existence. Rock Polish
won't be-
Regice might not be the worst though.
Yeah, I was thinking rock polish. It won't be a top tier breaker because it has no LO.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Ice T-Bolt Focus Blast coverage is always good.
Which one is this?
Regice.
Regice.
What do you think we're talking about when we say Ice
Oh.
T-Bolt Focus Blast? Just out of interest.
Oh, nah. I thought you were like talking about a weird Octazalt set for some reason. I was like, wait,
Artisanal.
I just heard Ice Move, then Electric Move, and I was like, Octazalt? Question mark? I don't know. Yeah, Regice seems cool as like a method, like a weird offense meta check because it probably fits on offense super well as like an ice resist, and then you can also rock polish and stuff. So,
Well, that's the thing too. You don't really like. You can beat Cryo, but you'll get knockoffed or toxic.
yeah,
It's just
the
a pain.
problem. That's the problem.
Yeah. I should also probably mention we lost Golbat and Ditto. That's okay. We'll get Golbat
Yeah, I
back
think
next shift.
Golbat-
Maybe Ditto
Gol-
too. I think we'll get him back.
Yeah, Golbat was in my opinion, low key broken in the old meta. We didn't see any of it at all, but I still think it was fundamentally very, very, very good. If you could keep hazards off, which
It's
wasn't
just
too
it's hard to say. It's not a mon many people wanted to use, so
That on one
Yeah, exactly.
the whole time. Only put one goal back. I'll prep
We'll get it back.
yeah, it'll keep going up and down every single shift.
Yeah, I think it'll come down. Based on what Ed you got, it's definitely coming down again. But
Well,
I don't know if we'll
to
get
be
the
fair,
things down again that will deal with it.
some of
Let's
the some of
check
the
on the
biggest
fightings.
threats NU has, Golbat's like kind of useful, and you've got like Lucario and Golisopod and Sylveon.
Oh, yeah, but they've got like Articuno and Cresselia and.
I mean, don't get me
like,
wrong. There's more
Rotom,
stuff, but
Hyperion,
I think
it's
we'll get
crazy.
Golbat, but it's not impossible that it ends up like carving out a niche here, there,
Yeah, sure.
wherever.
Fuck it. Yeah, Defog. Defog is fun.
Yeah,
Yo, I can't believe what happened to NU, dude. No, I'm looking at the drop and it's crazy.
it's
So-
bigger than RU's, and it's, who knows? We might just get a much smaller
Is
shift.
that Surfetched?
Yeah, that's Surfetch.
Yes.
I
Ne-
swear Surfetch was broken in OU or UU or something. I'm like 99% sure it was like
No.
broken in
I don't
Like,
think it's
it
ever
had
been
that
broken.
big- They have the big hype around it, like scrappy CC, but it's kind of slow. Whatever.
I got owned by one in UU Open, I think, or the most recent UU Open. That's great. We were messing around with Farfetch Galar and we didn't get Surfetch. It's crazy.
I miss Galarian Farfetched. Yeah, I mean we'll just get fucking boatload of mons. It'll be real dumb. I can't wait.
You're
Anything else? Go to week 4. I think that's about it for
Uh,
shifts.
yeah, that's pretty much. I don't think we have anything.
You know, it's literally been like a matter of hours since we got the stuff, so there's not. We can't be like, oh yeah, I've already used Regice and it does the XYZ and whatever.
Dips might come back. We have Miltank back, so you can use offensive rocks Miltank.
That is hype. I like Miltank when it's not being the fat dumb stuff. Curse Miltank maybe actually seems pretty good. Thinking about it.
Yeah.
The defense curl block body press set from NU. Oh my god, it was like you keep the speed, so you're faster than everything after you kill something. Oh man.
Defense curl rollout body press build drink. There you go. That's crazy set.
Wait, was it actually doing rollout?
No.
What would you
I just
run? Oh yeah, block. Okay.
Yeah, it was block body press defense curl.
That actually seems like a real problem. That's Planet's gonna be running that next week, or someone on. Oh no, Europe might be eliminated, so maybe not. Oh no, Europe is eliminated, aren't they?
Yeah. Is the meta going to be fixed in this state for the finals and semifinals?
No, we're playing new meta next week.
No. As in for the but it's going to be finished by January, isn't it? So we should be fine.
Yeah, it'll be done by January. Don't worry about it. And then we'll be starting the circuit, but it might just be classic. If you saw that
Nice.
the feedback thread and whatever, and if we start with classic, then we don't have to immediately start playing crazy SS meta for circuit.
You're right.
Although
How
we
many points do
could.
you get for classic? I guess you were saying you were talking about how many points you should get for classic.
Yeah, that's.
How does that work? Does it only work if you only get points if you make playoffs? I assume.
We haven't decided. We don't even know if it's going to be classic. We want more feedback. I don't favor that. I think you should get points for playoffs. I also think you should get points for your best individual, like, old gen open run. I think.
Okay.
I think that would be a decent way to run it, so it's not inundating with points. You're not getting like for every single open. You're not super punished for not playing an old gen because they're not in the playoffs either. But if you do have a nice big run in one of them, then you can get some solid points from that. I like that.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds fun.
We'll see though.
I don't know. I don't know if it's worth like for old gens counting towards points for an SS. What's it called?
Yeah, that's
playoffs,
why it's kind of weird. But it would be nice to have like a 5th tour that's also you don't have to start playing SS in January for the circuit because I know obviously that's part of playing low tiers to play like these wacky, but to get like the 20 mons and stuff RU got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8. There's no way RU got like 80 mons.
Yeah, in total their tier was like 100 and something. It was
what the
insane.
fuck?
Oh
Yeah, like
yeah. So that's why I'd kind of like a bit of a buffer to not immediately be playing SS for points. But if we did, that would be okay. That's part of playing a low tier. You get points if you adapt to the new crazy meta. You get points, if you win a seasonal in like December. Not December, that'll be playoffs. But you know what I mean? Like that'll be part of it. But I do think there's merit in going. Maybe just start with classic.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a good idea to start with classic. I just don't know how much you put stock in a black-white PU run versus.
It doesn't make as many
SSP
points.
seasonal.
It doesn't make as many points as a seasonal, of course. That's without
just
question.
adding on if you do well.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, if people can hear that, my dog is sleeping like right next to my computer.
Oh, cutie. He's so cute.
I'm trying to keep him asleep. He still can't tell that I'm talking to a computer and not him. So hopefully he stays asleep. All right, let's talk about World Cup. I didn't choose the best replays. that's because the replays thread isn't updated, and I like doing the picking out best replays and whatever. I like doing the being positive, showcasing like the most fun games and stuff. But you want me to do that without the replays thread all set? No, that's gonna. We're just recording earlier in the week than we did the last few times, so it's just not done yet, and that means I don't have it. So we can talk like big picture stuff. I might remember specific games. I know that there were games that were good that happened, but I don't recall what they might have been.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
I don't either.
Anyway, sorry, I had to answer that. So we can just start from the top. Brazil and Latin America beating U.S. Midwest to keep their playoff shots just barely alive. This wasn't a great week from us. What?
I was about to say, didn't you guys beat Canada last week and then you lose to Brazil this week?
Yeah, we beat Canada Northeast last week, and this week just wasn't as good for us. Our SS was okay, but we definitely struggled with the teams, and our old gens haven't been great. Well, I mean, my SM record has been good. Not to be, but like Trix, Sergio, and Brufasa have all kind of been struggling in their respective tiers, and the last time none of them picked up a win, our SS went 4-0, so we like that was coordinated really well. You know what I mean? Like when our old gens faltered, our SS really picked it up, but this time like our SS was like fine, and Brazil and Latin America like were matching that. We weren't that crazy, and then our old gens just like weren't great this week.
Yeah, this team, your team is definitely an SS heavy team. Like in terms of your firepower, it's definitely an SS and SM. And then you're expecting your old gens to win 1 or 2 games, and that will carry you through. But that's what happened with Canada, if I recall correctly. You guys won 3-1 in the SS West Canada, then you got a couple wins in the old gens, and that's how it worked. I'm not entirely sure, but
no,
that was the case.
No, we 4-0'd Canada in SS. And then,
a bad week.
And then we also like hacked Oras, but it should have only been a 5-3 win because of that. But yeah, Trix, Sergio, Brufasa, they all really struggled in our respective games, and then the SS was not bad. It was back and forth. I thought Brazil plus Latin America put up a pretty good showing there. But yeah, that was mostly this set. We've just had some old gen struggles. Going to try to refocus back in our final week to make playoffs. It made the pool a lot tighter though. If we had tied or won, it would have been much easier. I did the playoff scenarios, and it became a lot more complicated because of that. So
yeah,
oopsie doopsie. I don't remember any crazy games that I would have wanted to show off.
I think Ava had a good game versus Lockjaw, if I recall correctly, and Expulsor versus Renshot was super weird. I remember watching that game, and I remember thinking it was kind of even, then Expulsor broke through. But apart from that, I would say the rest of the games went pretty like standard.
Pulleys up.
Oh yeah, GGD was very funny. His game with the Dunsparce.
Yeah, he beat Sergio.
Sergio didn't play great.
Sergio played it really bad. Dunsparce shouldn't have swept there. That being said, he did win the game with agility pass to subcoil Dunsparce. So that's like a notable. That's a thing to look at. Yeah.
I think it's very easy, especially when you're not that experienced in tools and stuff, to get like almost intimidated by things that are just off meta and off brand. Like I remember when I used to play and I was way younger, I guess, in the community, you used to see something that you never seen before on ladder, and then you'd be like, oh shit, what the fuck does this even do? Even though it's Dunsparce, you know exactly what it's going to do, but it's like, how do I stop it? You sort of panic and play turn by turn. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't have much to say on Ava Lockjaw. That was pretty much just like Ava won with Smash Costa pretty early, but I did think Expulso Renchon was a funny game with the CB Polyrath just Okos the Alchemy. That was a nice moment. Um,
Yeah,
Expulso played this one well. I don't think it was super close versus Renchon. Yeah, it wasn't. It was pretty dominant from Expulso. He's must have a
yeah,
good record.
yeah.
I don't know. We don't have a sheet or anything. Yeah.
He's been building a bunch, hasn't he? You can speak more to that than I have.
Yes, he has.
I've heard that he's been building a bunch. Yeah.
I'm pretty. Yeah, that was his creation. It was a nice. It was a good win. UK versus West. Um, this one was funny. It was 4-1 at the end of the week, and then you guys just didn't play the last three games. Do you want to talk about that?
What, the 4 games that we won, or
The
the
three
three games
games
we
that
didn't
just
play?
No, like,
never
what happened?
happened because those could have made a
Okay.
big
Okay.
difference for you.
Well, in terms of like game difference.
Yeah, win differential could really matter here. Um,
Yeah.
it might
The
not,
key
but it
thing for
might.
us, the key thing for us is that well, the team talk was like, we need to just beat West. Okay. West shouldn't be that hard because they've got no points. They have no reason to continue trying. All right. So just bring solid stuff and you'll be fine. But we knew that the real test of whether we make it next week is going to be Canada. So we kind of didn't show our hand too much this week. Kind of brought standard, solid stuff all around in all slots. Took the win, and as soon as we had the win, everyone was like, okay, we keep our cards close to our chest. We don't want to reveal any of our new ideas, like our good ideas, because we need to beat Canada. Like, beating Canada is the litmus test for whether we make playoffs, not US West.
Yeah, fair enough. And West wasn't also taking it too seriously. Somewhere like I think TJ brought a pretty serious team, but I know LST brought memes. Two times the tap brought a really really memey DPP game, that kind of stuff. The only game I remember in the series is two times the tap's like super meme with the bulk up amnesia slacking. Um,
Yeah.
And I remember Rosie Bear just absolutely threw a win versus TJ. That was a really weird game.
Yeah, that was really bad for us as well because I think the score was 1-0 at that point, and then Rosie played and it was 1-1, and we were like, "Fuck, dude! This of all like if it was 2-0, everyone would have been like super relaxed because then we just need to win one or two more games, and then because we hadn't been contacted by the rest of them, we could dead game the rest. But as soon as Rosie lost, we were like, okay, well, we need to win a few more games then, and then yeah. Watermess played well, and then Ted cleaned out versus LSD. So,
Mhm.
and Tasker won, I think, first before then. But yeah. Everyone else played super solid.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of West just giving up like that, but being the only team with 0 points has to hurt, especially when they had really good prospects going in. Things just
They
kind
have
of.
they have a super strong team. You look at that team, I'm still fucking scared. I still think they're probably the closest team to Canada, honestly, apart from, of course, the UK. But
Yeah, they were
they're
power
probably the closest team in
ranked third, fourth. They were power ranked
Yeah, because-
fourth after Canada. Canada was 1. Europe was 2, and UK was 3. And of those,
Interesting.
it's entirely possible that only one out of the top 4 teams goes to playoffs. Like in
That would be
a
super
4-team playoffs, only one of those will actually have been ranked in the top 4. Europe's already out.
Yeah,
West is already out, and UK can totally
needs
make
to beat
it,
Canada.
but needs to beat Canada.
So can Canada and UK make it, for example?
Let
Or
me,
is it one of the others?
let me check my
I think
playoff
we-
scenarios.
I believe to be guaranteed, I think we just have to tie you.
If they tie, then Midwest.
see.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
but if we-
possible. If you tie and Midwest loses and Brazil and Latin America tie, then both teams can be in.
Okay.
But it has to be Midwest.
Okay.
But it has to be Midwest loses to West, and Brazil LA ties India.
I don't see see West.
What happens if Brazil wins versus India?
Then they surpass you on win-loss.
Oh, fuck. Okay, fine.
That's what I mean.
Sorry,
like that win-loss. That win-loss means that like, if you tied, then India or Brazil, Latin America, winning it all would immediately surpass you in win-loss. It doesn't matter by what margin they win. Like 5-3 would already just. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting then. But yeah, I think we were always under the knowledge that we were sort of weird for playoffs. We just thought, okay, we win versus Canada and we're gooch. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, the most likely scenario is that only one of the top 4 teams goes to playoffs. And then France is 5th. Italy is 8th and looks like they'll make it. Midwest is, I think, 7th. And then India has a chance at 11th, which is very... I forgot Brazil, Latin America got power ranked at 6th. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, Brazil have a strong team. Who's the worst team? Was that Germany?
Yes. That's Germany. And they have 3 points compared to Asia, Africa, Oceania's 1, and West's 0, so... They're tied with Europe. Germany's tied with Europe. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mostly due to this week, which was really silly though, and probably shouldn't have happened. So we'll get into that a little later. I think that's all we have on UK West. Northeast Canada beat India. Not super surprising. It was a kind of close 5-3. Specs had a very silly win over Mikov, but I think Serene Grace had a very silly win over Eva Guerrero too. I don't really think it was a super hacksy, uneven series or anything. Just
is that why Evie rage quit to SS Specs?
No, she didn't want to play black-white for a while, but we had to get in a decent position first in order to like swap people.
Oh, she never wanted to play black-white. That sucks.
Well, I mean, she didn't want to play for like the whole thing.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, she's the only person who plays black-white on your team, isn't it? She's literally the only person.
Yeah, now they have Obi in this week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, can still win, so we'll see.
No, he's not winning, though. He's just not.
Well,
yeah. He's just not winning, though. He's just not. Just don't even... No, especially Specs. That Specs dude, especially Specs, he's definitely not winning.
I mean,
that's 2 free wins.
So.
Okay.
He's going to have to come back.
I've been trying to pull up these replays. Not much to say.
It was a fine series otherwise, but
yeah, it was a pretty fun series. I think Raj.Shoot had a pretty good win over Finch. That was pretty good for him.
But yeah, I do remember the SG game.
Yeah, because people were shouting at SG for bringing Kanga spikes or like Ferro spikes again, and India just completely ignoring the prep.
Yeah, they just. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think you don't really have to prep too much, but like you brought like a Kanga spikes weak team. It was a bit odd.
Did he really? Hang on, I can't find this game. So
it was like I built the team because I passed it to SG. I passed my entire inventory to SG during
right. I found it. Okay.
UPL. So this was one of the teams. It was like a really nice offensive Ferro Spikes build. It's got a few like weaknesses, like defensively, but you kind of just say, "Well, I have a lot of offensive power myself, brother, and you're going to lose that way." And
Leo really messed up the mid game. I'm going to be honest, King Leo has not been playing very well in SM.
SM is an important tier, by the way, because the better player usually always wins SM.
That's crazy. Soul Gazer's like 2-2.
No. Yeah, but still, like, the better player usually wins in SM. In comparison to SS, like, SS is basically a coin flip, but...
It's not basically a coin flip. Let's not go that far. You're over exaggerating now.
Yeah, no, that's a bit hyperbolic, but it's more open to new ideas than
But
SM.
like
SM is
the
very
way
like
you're
structured.
putting it is that like the prep and understanding the new tier is not the same thing as being better than someone, which I disagree with. A lot more of SM comes down to like outplaying someone necessarily versus coming up with like a brand new really strong tech, using like surprise sets or whatever. There's more of that dimension in SS, but that doesn't mean that like the worst players winning necessarily.
Yeah, no,
And
I
I
probably
think
said that a
that's
bit wrong. I
worth
just think
clarifying because you have people like unnecessarily shitting on SS, being like this and
yeah,
massively I think over exaggerating how this is just such a horrible tier, and it's just oh my god, it's getting very annoying because they just don't fucking shut up. Uh,
I think SM is just more structured. I think that might be how you put it. Like somebody who's experienced in SM is more likely to succeed than somebody who's inexperienced at SM. If that makes
yeah,
any sense.
of course.
You can't put for example, let's put a random player. You know who Andy Pullman Bible is, the guy who got promoted recently.
Yeah,
You throw him in SM versus throwing him in SS. He's more likely to be
yeah,
a better
I
SS
agree.
player.
We're on the same
Even
page
though
there.
it's the
We're
same
on the
person.
same page. Yeah, that's just not the point.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
Anyway, yeah, Northeast Canada beat India. We'll go over the playoffs chances. I think we can hit Pool B first, though. France beating Asia off Africa, Australia. Again, like by far the expected outcome, but kept it close. Asia, Africa, Australia did 3-5. Um, Again, I don't remember. I remember Katat Ziri was interesting, and not much else about this, to be honest.
Yeah, I think France have a really strong. Uh, in between Kitut and Pepe, you're pretty safe for a couple of wins most weeks. So that it comes really down to how well you can play in SS and the other old gens. And I think Asia, Africa, Australia basically just split the rest of the games pretty evenly. So you lost the games you should have lost, and you like split the games that were like more even. So yeah, nothing really happened in this series, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't want to just skip over them, but without the replays thread, my memory is just not there for it. I don't remember
I want to
much.
see Kitut versus Ziri just because of the teams, to be
Trying to
honest.
click through these.
Because
I know Stall popped up a couple of times. Yeah, Katat Ziri um, was a pretty interesting game. It was pretty back and forth. They both had haunters, and neither one brought any pursuit. That was really funny.
right.
Katat's died just like crippling Ziri's AV Hitmonchan though. Ziri also brought that Icium Quillfish set that that's been a thing, and just O-code Katat's Leafeon. And then I think Katat cleaned up in the end with a Scarf Sand Slash. I think Ziri like minorly threw. They probably should have won the game, um, but it was a pretty close run thing. I think they just sacked the wrong Mon in the end. They went Cryogonal and they should have gone Haunter, I believe. 100% eel. I don't know. It would have been tough. It was this was a very good game. It definitely would have been the highlight if I like remembered and was picking them out.
I think Zeri had a better shot if he sacked Haunter and went Tort on the Ironhead, because then if Torterra can do a KO Eel, they have to go for Crash. If Ironhead doesn't kill Tort, so
Yeah.
you
I
have a
agree.
better shot there.
Yeah. I just watched the end game. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should have kept Cryo just because you don't need to keep.
Yeah,
you could just
because
keep
you
the
have
Iron.
to sword off the ice move somehow.
Yeah,
So,
it might have come down to if the eel could 1v1 the cryo, depending on the set. Possibly. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
fun game. Pretty much all of the SM highlights have had Ziri in them. South versus Europe. This was big. They were both at 3 points trying to compete to be able to have the playoffs chance. And South ended up winning 5-3 and knocking Europe out of contention. South power ranked like 10 to Europe's 2, and a much weaker team on paper, but picked up a lot of wins that wouldn't have expected. Like, I think I wouldn't call PDT's game an upset, but or PIF maybe. That's like a 50-50. But pretty much every other they got like 3 wins I would consider solid upsets. With I'm Just Great beating Skipken in SM, SBPC beating Bobby Dagan in ORAS, and Manny beating Wilbur in Black White. All of those are like not what I would have expected. It's pretty surprising to see Europe lose this one.
Was it with you Specs that I was talking about I'm Just Gray's game versus Skipcan? I was speaking to somebody about that.
I think we spoke about it a bit at one point, but not like extensively.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about how I thought I'm Just Great played the early and mid game super horribly.
Yeah, no, we watched that. Hey, Jed, we watched that live right before we recorded Untier Talk last week's. We watched it live immediately before. Yeah, Skipcan. I'm Just Great did not play the game well, but he had one really good threat in Nasty Plot Flame Charge Semi-Seer. And I don't think Skipcan was just thinking about it at all, because he didn't. He had the win, but he didn't lock the game down and make sure I'm Just Great had no chance to set up, and then I'm Just Great managed to set up and take the win back with that mon. It missed a Fire Blast, so it didn't clean up on its own. But after it did its thing, it was a victory. It was a victory from him.
I used that set fairly late into the SM metagame. It just takes games where it really shouldn't. Like, that set is incredibly threatening, and you don't really think about it, because you always think, oh, it can outspeed, I don't know, my Starfer here. It's so dangerous.
Yeah.
I don't particularly...
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't particularly like the set unless you're using... like a berry on it. Like, if you're using a Z move, I think personally, like the Z Sunny Day set's probably a little bit better.
Yeah.
But if you're just trying to get that, or trying to have like a supporting sweeper or something, it's really good.
Yeah, you can use like Flame Plate on it too to boost a Flame Charge in order to OHKO some stuff, or get those KOs. So
does it really OHKO stuff? That's crazy.
Well, no, you know what I mean, like KOs and stuff that it otherwise would. You get it.
I assume it would do some damage if you're using like a Naughty Nature, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you do like a lot to Ferroseed. Like, you're never going to OHKO it, but like you can, if they're going to sack it, you can Flame Charge instead of Flamethrower or whatever. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hang on, I've been like trying to go through and pull up all these other replays. Manny versus Lily was the game where Lily forgot that Dwebble would run Custat Berry and sacked their Jumpluff that was like the win con. And Lily also had a really interesting... It was a Screens team with Glalie lead and then Screens Ledian with a Swoobat. And
it just sounds like an excuse to use Ledian, I'm not going to lie. There's surely something better than Ledian.
It just never ended up doing anything there. Ledian also got 2-hit KO'd. Max HP Ledian got 2-hit KO'd by Bayonet's Bandit's Shadow Snake. That kind of sucked.
That's so sad.
That
is poor Ledian.
Yeah, but Lily kind of threw that.
So bad. It's just so bad.
Why wouldn't they buff that mon? They just keep forgetting about it.
Who knows? SBPC versus Bobby Dagan was also pretty interesting. I don't know how much prep they did. But they brought a Life Orb Kadabra that I think is in general probably a good pick versus a lot of the stuff that Bobby just like reuses a lot, and it had a really good matchup here, and the game came a bit closer than I think it needed to, but overall this was pretty good by SBPC.
Yeah, that's the biggest upset that I've seen in that list, to be honest, because Rodri is the type of guy who would just go 6-0 and ORAS in like the PPLs and stuff.
He's had a lot of like really narrow. How did he even win that games? He's been winning, but not like super dominant wins. I don't know. I'm not the most surprised to see this, but yeah, this was good stuff from SBPC, and South now gets to still have a chance to make it. That is also
Yeah.
very much helped by Germany beating Italy. Uh, Italy had been like the best performing team up until this week, and Germany had been tied for worst in the pool, not as bad as West. This was a real surprise. I think some of the games were kind of silly. Ryza versus Mike Alderbest did two. Kicks versus X-Ray. But I don't know. I genuinely don't remember if this was just like hacks or not. I don't think it was like the dumbest series. Um,
Yeah, honestly, I think Italy brought a lot of meme teams because I remember the Riser loss. He brought like
Ryza brought a complete
the
meme,
screens.
but they didn't all bring
Yeah.
complete. Like Kicks brought a serious team. Um, Galbia brought a serious team. I think it was really.
Alvarado's team as well.
I think it was mostly Ryza that just brought like a meme screens thing that just didn't work.
I want to see what Riser brought, to be honest, because did I say Riser or Alvarado?
You want to see what
You said
Everardo
Everardo.
brought? Everardo brought an Evire.
Hond was serious and he lost to DNB.
It was
Yeah, I didn't think it was really all meme teams. Yeah, Everardo brought an Electivire in SM and ended up losing to Gefahrlicher Random.
yeah, with just some Kanga Spikes Rotom type thing.
Yeah, Evire like almost did an awful lot of like almost could have taken the game here.
Yeah, I mean, no Mudsdale was big for it.
But he ended up losing to the Scarf Rotom in the end.
Oh, this is like Kanga Spikes. This looks like a very similar Kanga Spikes to what I build.
Yeah.
This is cool. Yeah, Evire does a lot of work versus the Kanga Spike style team. Like, a lot of people shit on Evire, but I never used to do that because it always used to shit on me really badly. So I was scared of, like, endorsing it as a Pokemon. But yeah, this is probably, like, one of the better case scenarios for Evire.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't even like a really lucky win. It just like kind of happened. Germany just won. Like, I don't know. It was really weird.
Good shit to them.
Yeah, good stuff. I think I remember Cakes versus X-Ray being good, but I might be mistaken. I'm not going to go back and check. Maybe I'll go back and check. Cakes X-Ray. Oh yeah, Cakes had a very very fat team here, and X-Ray had a Coil Sandaconda, which you love to see it. It was like
we love to see Corpse. At least it's not Glare.
like Rock's Coil EQ.
Oh, was it Glare in the last lot, or was it like Rest?
No, it was
Rest.
It was Rock's Coil EQ.
Or
Rest,
Rock.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is a car
Nice,
just
nice.
fucking going off in the background. This
It's
is
just-
the weirdest car
it's all-
alarm I've ever heard. It's not like beeping or anything. It's just straight non-stop horn.
Yeah, I think I can hear it just in the background.
I'm sure it'll
Oh,
show
yeah,
up on the
the beep.
recording, unfortunately. But that's okay.
It's kind of hilarious.
I know that G really likes offensive Sandaconda.
Yeah, it does.
Just on like the topic of coil and all that.
I like it on principle.
Yeah, like it's not slow, so you can outspeed some stuff and it's quite strong too.
Yep. So let's talk week 5 in playoffs. So week 5 in Pool A, you've got Brazil, Latin America versus India, UK versus Northeast Canada, and West versus Midwest. Canada and Midwest. Canada has 6 points. Midwest and UK have 5. India and Brazil and Latin America have 4. So there's 5 teams in contention right now. It can be like a much more spread out pool just because West has no points, so it kind of like gives every team a lot more. but playoff
Every team just
scenarios
start with 2 3 points.
playoff scenarios are really annoying. Northeast Canada is guaranteed in with a win or a tie and still have chances if they lose. They have a really good position. They're first in the rankings, and also they're playing UK, who's one of their competitors, which really helps them. Midwest, it's good for you to play one of your competitors because a tie is safer. Like if they tie, Midwest and UK aren't both passing them, so it only requires like 4 wins. Midwest is in with a win and a tie because we have such good win loss. Hell yeah, let's go. And has like small chances with a loss. UK is guaranteed in with a win, and has slight tie chances. And then India and Brazil are far enough back, like they have chances, but they have to win, and specific other things have to go down, and they might need good enough win loss. So it's going to be tricky for them. It's mostly, most of this is going to be down to who wins, or like what happens between Northeast Canada versus UK. Because like probably only one of those teams will be going in, and B, does Midwest manage to lose to West? Because if that happens, everything could get shaken up. That's mostly what we're looking for there. In Group B, things are a lot easier because only 3 teams have a chance. You've got Italy and France with 6 and South with 5, and then the other teams have 3 or 1 points, which just isn't enough. Germany's playing Asia, Africa, Australia. They're both out. They just get to have fun. Italy's playing South, and Europe is playing France. And basically, South is just looking to be able to surpass one of the teams. So if South beats Italy, then they get to go. Then they make it in alongside France, and then if there's also tie chances. Like if South ties Italy and France loses, then South can go in. If there's like 2 ties or something, things can change. But mostly, what you're looking for is the South versus Italy game. Who wins will determine who moves on.
That's cool.
Hell yeah.
Although if they tie and France like loses badly to Europe, then they could both go in. But mostly the series to look out. Mostly the series to look out for playoffs are South Italy and Northeast UK and Midwest West. Those are the 3 really big ones.
Yep.
And I'm excited. Like, didn't talk about games so much this week, but there are some fun games that I'm definitely gonna want to look back on. I want to see Hajad Star in SS. I want to see you play Star. That's gonna be fun. I think TJ Avarice should be pretty interesting because I think TJ's at least the one person on West who's probably gonna try a bit.
Yeah, he definitely will.
I want to see Piff versus Lopunny Kicks. They've both been being pretty fun, and also Pink Dragon Tamer versus Tricking on the South Italy. And from Europe, France, I want to see Tlenet Katut in SM. They have other interesting games, but certainly Tlenet Katut in SM is going to be quite cool. Also, shout out to Kush Pepe and Ores. So, fun week.
Those are some fun games.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to be enthusiastic, but also moderate my voice to not, because my dog's still sleeping. Anything else? I think, anything in the news that I didn't catch? No, I think that really covers it all. All right. Let's talk gimmicks. Specs, is there anything you would like to toss out there?
If HI could go first, I can look through my builder.
I'm willing to go first before HJ. That tends to be how.
You too, sure.
Yeah, I still haven't really been playing much, but I do want to talk about Banded Frostlass. I know we briefly mentioned it earlier. I think it's going to be really funny. I genuinely do. I think it's going to be a real pain if it just like switcheroos the band away. I think triple axel is a very annoying move. I'm going to make the call right here. Banded Frostlass isn't going to be like the main set. It's not going to be the thing most people are running. But it's not going to be a complete meme. It's going to be something people actually run seriously. That's my call. That's my prediction. That's the universe that I want to live in.
That's cool.
Good.
Okay.
You want to go now?
Like dual
yeah.
stab, switcheroo, Destiny Bond, or Spikes. By the way,
Yeah.
to be specific.
Okay. Should I go now?
Go ahead, Otto.
Okay. So, as many of you, especially the people in call who know, I watched The Queen's Gambit on Netflix the other day, and I really liked it. So,
Sign up for my chess tour, by the way.
As an ode to that, I built a team, and the original idea was to build a really fat mono boots team, just because mono boots and fat sounds scary. So I'll do that. And eventually, after I built the fat core, and then I had an open slot, and I wanted a spiker in the slot. So, but based on the team archetype, I couldn't put the Pharisee because it was too slow. And the fastest spiker in the tier at the time was a Selgor.
No.
I know we now had Frostlass, but a Selgor at the time was the best one. So I ran max speed, max HP, final gambit on an Selgor with Spikes Recover and Bug Buzz, as just like a catch-all revenge killer, essentially, with heavy duty boots as well. I should probably mention that. It also has this sick thing where you can switch into like Sableye, who can't knock you off because of Sticky Hold. So you can just spam spikes versus that, or threaten the 2 Akira with Bug Buzz. And another like way to abuse that in a certain sense is to go max defense instead of max speed on the Selgor for a really funny set. Still with Final Gambit, of course. It just gives you a bit more of flexibility on what you can switch in on and recover with. So that's a funny thing. So definitely a Selgor with Final Gambit, max speed or max defense, like it's up to you.
I think Excelgor is a very cool mon. It can do a lot that people want. I'm down for more Excelgor sets. That also just reminded me. Do you guys remember Planet's game versus Catalytic? Is that
No, I didn't see that game.
So that's the game where Planet brings a 4-team stall and leads max HP Excelgor, Final Gambits, Oko's Catalytics Wishy Washy. Then goes into his Mr. Rhyme. Kata goes to Rotom Fan. Copycat's Final Gambit Oko. And then he has 4-mon stall versus Kata's 4-mons. His last four are Audino, Wishy Washy, Togedemaru, and Golbat. And the Togedemaru.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah, it's double Final Gambit into 4-mon stall. He also ends up winning because the Togedemaru is sub Magnet Rise Workup Ironhead and with lefties and manages to stall. So Kata's Cofagrigus is dual stab, EQ Poltergeist, and he manages to stall Kata out of all 8 Poltergeists with the set to beat it with Togedemaru.
You mean Runerigus, right?
Yeah, his Runerigus.
Yeah,
He managed to stall the
cool.
Runerigus and end up winning that game.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually with stall, you want as much diversification as possible. So usually you want the strongest, or like 6 stall ones, like all of them stalling, because that way you can cover more Pokemon, put less pressure on others, and so on. Unless you have a really strong 4-mon stall core or a 5-mon core. Like, you remember in SM, there was a really strong 5-mon stall, so you could just run 5+1.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a super cool idea, to be honest. I don't know if the 4-mons are actually good at stalling the entire meta, but the idea is definitely cool. I fucks with that heavy.
Yeah, that was... I can't believe I forgot to talk about the game until now.
Good job.
Specs.
Okay, so I'll I'll cheat a bit. I'll do 2, but I'll mention again the Miltank actually sounds like insanely good. So I want people to use it. It's defense curl, body press, block, and then presumably rest with Scrappy. I don't know. I think it could really trap some stuff and be a problem because it's really fast. And then SD Cradily.
Hell yeah.
It gets power whip this gen. So
sweet.
it got the Gorgeist treatment. Doesn't have to run Seed Bomb.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
Cradili's
boost
got to
up,
do
knock down.
something, so I can see it.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, at least you're not bait for Hitmonchan anymore. I mean, you're not switching it. You probably were switching into Seed Bomb with Hitmonchan before, but you're probably not power whip.
Oh no, you probably took out by power whip.
Yeah.
What's
Did you guys-
Cradili's not got good attack though, right? It's only like 80
No, it's
something.
81.
Yeah, it's 81 attack. That's a shame.
Yeah, but
Did you guys
I mean,
see
we
the?
saw how much damage Gorgeist does now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see the set that I posted in the chat just now?
I did see it. Yes.
I
Anyway,
did.
thanks
I
everyone
just
for
ignored it.
listening. That's gonna be it. We're just gonna move right on past that. Next
Use a
week.
Hatcham and Lurantis. Use a Hatcham.
Next week, I will try to actually pick out replays because I like that. I like highlighting the those replays. But
It's a big week as well, so we should probably do that.
yeah, it's a big week. We'll have more to talk about on the shifts. It'll be a lot of fun. But we'll see you then.